In this video, we tear out the inside of the Crown Vic to find the wiring harness, and maybe we'll get the lights hooked up. And I got some help today. So we got Red and Sassy over here today, and we're gonna take the seats out of the Crown Vic and pull the carpet back. So let's see what it's gonna take to do that. If you watch the other videos, it's pretty straightforward. Just take the bolts out, undo the airbag clips, and it should pop out. And we're gonna pull the back seat out too because of the carpet. I don't know if we're gonna have to take it all out, but we're gonna have to peel it out to find out where the wiring harness is. The reason we're doing that and trying to find the wiring harness is because we need to trace back all the wires. I haven't found a good schematic for this car yet, so I kind of want to have a first-hand view and see what happens. Well, that, and I need to see where the console sits. That's the main thing. Well, we got one seat out. Let's get the other one out. Hi. Okay, so I got all the carpet out. What I was talking about earlier was these right here are air conditioning vents, and they run up the side here. So I've got to figure out where these run. That way, when I put the console in, I don't drill through them. So let's go ahead and pull the carpet up and see what we're dealing with. Well, we got the carpet up, so let me show you what I found. Okay, so what we found is a lot of filth. We're going to clean this up with the vacuum here in a minute. I don't even know where or what half of this stuff is, but we discovered that they did drill the console through the air conditioning hole, so I'm probably going to find some nut zerts just to stick in there to see what happens. But we're going to have to deal with that, and then this is a whole lot wider than I thought it would be, so we're going to vacuum up this filth, and then I'm going to go get the console, lay it over, and figure out what we need to do to mount it. Okay, now that we've taken care of that minor indiscretion, there's still a little touch-ups that we have to do, but for the most part, I got the rest of the mouse poop cleaned up. And so let's go get the console, set it in, and try to figure out a way to locate it. She's chilling out in the shade. Okay, so we got the console here. I'm going to go ahead and lay it over. With what we have back here, it's pretty much where it's going to sit, but it's sitting on top of the AC duct, so I have no idea how I'm going to mount it. Now I can mount it in the back without a problem, but I can't really mount it in the front, so I'm not too sure what we're going to do with that yet, but we'll figure something out. So let's go ahead and trace some of these wires while we have the carpet pulled back, and then we'll start really just laying this out. So I'm laying down here underneath the car. I've come across some interesting stuff, so let me show you what I'm doing. So right there is a lighting control module. Now, if we were going to be running a factory harness, which I hope to get, so we plug these police lights in, we'd be plugging into there. But since we don't have one, we can plug into the brake light switch here. Or where's the brake pedal? Right there. And so we got the two wires here. And then if we really wanted to make them alternate, we could actually find the flasher unit and plug in to each side of that, probably on the other side of the fuse block here. I really am not interested in hacking any wires. What I was really kind of wanting to do was to plug into the brake light switch here and then find the reverse lights and plug into them and then put them on a flasher unit to where they would alternate back and forth, which I may still do. The main harness to the front or back runs through here, And if you look, you'll see all the wires coming up through here, and they're all taped up pretty good. So if you tap in up here, know which wires to tap into, you don't have to go to the back. Granted, it would be a lot simpler in a lot of ways to just find the lights and the base of the lights themselves and plug in there and then run all the wires forward. But then you have to run, 25 feet of wire, through all the different holes and valleys and all that, when you have a factory harness right here. And, it's the same wire, so you're just plugging into it a whole lot closer. Just a couple feet of wire and you're good. So that's kind of the plan here. Interesting side note, I have a little fuse box right here that plugs into this wiring harness and plugs into these wires here. So we're going to have to do something about all that here soon, but I suppose that's going to be something for another day. So let's see if we can get this console at least set in properly where it's supposed to be and try to figure out a plan to get it mounted. So it turns out this hole where the cage was, and I didn't think the car had a cage, but we did some investigating and found out it did. The only other two holes right here were here and here that went through the carpet. So we're thinking I might put some nut zerts in there, but I'm not sure yet. I need to figure out what I need to do. I might build a spacer from this hole to this hole and just build a little shelf for it to sit on. I'm not really keen on letting it sit on top of this, but we'll find out. This is going to take a bit more fitting than I thought, but I underestimate all of my projects, so this should be nothing new. Now when you go and put the seats back in, make sure you plug everything under that seat that's supposed to be plugged in. Because if you don't, you're going to be going down the road just going ding, ding. That car will ding at you for all eternity. Sassy, are you ready to go for a ride? Sassy, are you taking your rightful place in the car? Yeah, I think you are. So just for fun, we put the ram mount in. It's a direct straight bolt in. We did set the console in. We don't have it completely secure because it's going to come right back out. But this is kind of the way it's going to look when it's in. Let me get in the back seat and I'll show you. So this is what we got right now. So hopefully we'll get it all mounted in permanently, or I'm actually going to look for a different console, I think, one that's actually made for this car, because this one just, I'm not sure yet. I got the impression it was made for a Caprice. It's older than you think, so, but we'll see what we can do with it. We're going to get cleaned up here and give a synopsis on what happened today. So as I sit here and wind this video up, it's become fairly apparent that I got a ways to go. I didn't really keep up with technology like I should have. The console's probably not going to work. I saw the old console. Well, I didn't see the physical console. It was in the car. But I'm guessing it was probably a flat console, and it plugged into that OBD port right there. The wiring harness and all that was all self-contained. I think it had a pretty straightforward plug-and-play unit with all the lights and all that. Now, don't get me wrong, they did have external lights, and they were running some separate wiring harnesses, but they all did plug into the boxes and whatnot. And there's a few ways I can do this right now, and I'm going to explore those ways, but I really don't want to tear the car up and start hacking up the wiring harness, because I really do like the car. It rides good, it runs great, it does everything I want to. Everything on it works. The air conditioning works, the heater works, cruise, everything. I just need to get it tagged and insured, and so I can put it on the road legitimately. But you know, we got some neat toys, we got some neat boxes, and I'm looking forward to playing with those a little more and getting a little better with them. I was hoping to have more done today. I apologize if you guys were hoping too. Trust me, I'm just as disappointed as you are. But I did learn some stuff. Like I thought, most of the stuff's still there. The ECU is still there. So I need to figure out what I need to plug that in. And with Crown Vics coming off the road right now, a lot of this stuff is going to be hitting the market. I just got to be there to buy it, and I got to figure out who to talk to and where to get it from. And that's the hard part. You got to have an in with a lot of this stuff. And since I'm gone so much, I don't have as much in as I used to. So, that being said, the video was a little mediocre. We went over a few fine points, but, you know, we did get a lot done. We got the laptop stand done. We got the console set in. We figured out the wiring. So, I've got some pretty good ideas, and hopefully by the end of the week, I can make something happen. Sorry, it's pretty late. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We got another video coming here soon with the truck, I hope. I like doing stuff with the F-250. I was going to sell it, but during this pandemic, nobody's buying anything, so I might as well just keep working on it. I mean, truck runs good, so why not? So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.